Hey guys, it's Amy and welcome to Become Your Own Favorite Chef. Today I'm going to make one of my all-time favorite go-to recipes. It's really easy, but it's unique enough that people are always impressed by it. It also happens to be very healthy and a vegetarian dish. So we're going to make what I call a crunchy coleslaw, but it's more like an Oriental flavored salad. So crunchy Oriental coleslaw slash salad. Hey guys, how's the weather up there? So first thing we need to do for this salad is to make the dressing. The dressing is an oil base, not a mayonnaise base like most coleslaws, which are disgusting. This one's awesome though, and much healthier. And this sounds goofy, but you're actually going to start off with 2 bags of Oriental flavored ramen noodles. This is where we get the Oriental flavor in this coleslaw. Before you can take the packages out, I'm going to go ahead and crunch these up. We're going to utilize these crunched up raw ramen noodles in the salad later. Alright, I've been crunching up my ramen noodles with a meat mallet. You want them just to be in little pieces, pretty even. We're just going to take these and put them off to the side for now. But we need our flavor packet. To make this dressing, first off, get all the flavor out of these ramen noodle Oriental flavor packets that you can. This is what gives this salad such a good flavor. Once your flavor packets are completely emptied, we need 6 tablespoons of white vinegar. In fact, this is really the only recipe that I make white vinegar with. And I buy them by like the half gallon because I make this salad so often. Then we're going to need 4 tablespoons of sugar. Sounds like a lot for a healthy salad, but we're going to be making so much salad that 4 tablespoons of sugar is nothing. And it gives it just the right amount of sweetness it needs. The saltiness comes from those Oriental flavor packets, so it is kind of a sweet and salty thing. Obviously, I like that stuff. And lastly, we're going to add 3/4 a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Not any flavored olive oil, just plain old EVOO. And give this a good whisk. It takes a while to incorporate together because it is oil and vinegar. You know your dressing is ready when everything looks well incorporated and it's a nice brown color. Before we can assemble our salad, you need to go ahead and toast up your slivered almonds and your sesame seeds. So into a dry skillet on medium heat, I added our 1 cup of slivered almonds and our 1/4 a cup of sesame seeds. We're going to roast these for 4 or 5 minutes, stirring occasionally until they are lightly toasted and brown. What this does is it brings out their natural oils and flavors and gives the salad a much more in-depth flavor. After these are toasted up and lightly browned, put them in a container. We'll add them to our salad after they've cooled. Then we're going to separately roast our dried ramen noodle pieces. They need to be separate because we're adding these right before you serve the salad, whereas the toasted sesame seeds and almonds are going in from the get-go. Once the ramen noodles are toasted and slightly browned, you can go ahead and add them into a container and let them cool as well. Alright, easy part is just assembling everything. So you need 2 bags of pre-cut coleslaw fixings. If you want to cut up your own carrots and cabbage and lettuce though, that's fine. These are 16 ounces, so you need about 32 ounces total. However, only use about 3/4 of the last bag if you plan on eating this for a few days like I do. The reason is this is going to get kind of a little too liquidy by tomorrow, and so my secret to keep it tasting fresh all week long is just adding a little extra of the dry stuff, remixing it as we go, and it works perfectly. So, little secret, we're going to keep this in the fridge until tomorrow. After that, we need a whole teaspoon of black pepper, We're not going to add any other salt because there's plenty of salt in our Oriental ramen noodle package. We're going to add our toasted pecans and our toasted sesame seeds now. And the last thing we're going to add, I've got about 8 green onions here. I'm going to cut off the whites and just cut these into little pieces. Green onions are really mild flavored onions. They just give a little bit of a kick without giving your breath that oniony flavor. Just dump those in. And we can add our dressing. Give it one last stir before you put it on because it needs to reincorporate again. And stir it up. While we're mixing this up, I'll tell you where I came up with this recipe. If you don't know me very well, me and my husband Drew, we go caving a lot. It's originally his hobby, but I enjoy it. And there's a whole community of cavers and friends that we hang out with pretty regularly. And they're a varied group. There's some vegetarians there, and so I've learned a lot of new dishes, by having potlucks at caving events. This crunchy coleslaw Oriental salad is a version of something that one of our caver friends made one time. And so I made my own version of it. But then another one of our caver friends, Megan, made her own version of this salad because everyone loves it. And she added about a half a cup of dried cranberries. And that was something I never thought of to do. And she totally trumped my salad because it was amazing. And so now I add Megan's dried cranberries to mine. That adds a little bit of sweetness and chew, and it's just awesome. So yeah, that's Megan's idea, but I'm glad she came up with it. Now you're probably thinking, where are my ramen noodles? You never want to add ramen noodles to this until right before you actually serve it, because they'll get soggy. I'm not taking this on any caving event. This is my salad for the week. I'm going to enjoy this with every meal, probably for every lunch for about 3 days. I might have Drew have a serving. So I'm going to keep my ramen noodles separate, and then I like to just sprinkle a few on the top whenever I'm about to eat. And they add this perfect crunch. So let's try some now. I've got my little salad. I'm going to sprinkle some of these toasted, crunchy, raw ramen noodles. Who needs croutons nowadays? And dig in. That's the most unique coleslaw, salad, whatever you want to call this, meal. It's incredible. It's so crunchy. The coleslaw is crunchy, the nuts are crunchy, the sesame seeds are crunchy, the ramen noodles are especially crunchy, but then I get a little bit of chew in every bite because of those dried cranberries. It does taste a little Asian flavor because of the Oriental seasonings, but a little salty, a little peppery, and a little sweet. I love it. Oh, it's healthy. Who'd imagine? Make this. You'll like it. Hope you enjoy. After your packets are completely emptied, we need ticks.
Okay.